Okay, so having said that, let's see if I can go okay down. So if this is clear for the calendar, the reading list. So the book is the one that you already know, because it was written in the syllabus. It is called the National Transnational Corporation and International Production. This is the book that you should study with respect to my classes, and it will be part of the oral exam that we will have at the end of the course. I know that there is the one that I used to write down the course it was the second edition, 2012. There is also a 2019 edition, which is of course okay if you got that edition. It has some more chapters, and probably the number of the chapters are a bit different with respect to the ones that I will tell you in few slides. But of course, even that part of even that edition of the book, it's okay. The second part of the reading list is instead it consists of the paper that I uploaded in the LE page that will be used by you to do the presentations. Again, sorry. So the exam, as I think is already clear, there are mainly two options for the exam. For those who follow the lectures, which means basically for those who do the presentations, the exam will be weighted the following way. 1/3 will be the mark that you get at the presentations. Basically, in the presentation, you will get from 0 to 10 points. 2/3 of the exam instead will depend on the oral exam, and in this case, the parts of the book that you will be required to study are only the ones that I cover during my classes, meaning the chapter that you read in the slide, chapter 1, 4, 5, 8, 9, 11, 14, 16, 17, 18. It might be that if you are using the third edition, the last edition of the book, the number of the chapters are a bit different, but in every class I mention the name of the chapter that you should study, so there shouldn't be problem in understanding which one is the chapter. If you are using the second edition, these are the chapters that you have to study for the oral exam. Okay. The second option, for those who do not follow the lectures, is basically an oral exam on the whole book, and which of course weighs 3/3 of the final mark. Okay. Last year was a written exam. This year, of course, the written exam is a bit complex to organize. So we will all have just oral exams. Okay. The date. So there are of course official dates of the exams, but for those who pick option 1, we will be able to arrange, and we can discuss it later on during the course. We will be able to fix dates before the official ones to have the oral examination. So a kind of pre-appello. Okay. For those who pick option 2, instead, the dates of the exam are the official ones that will come out in some weeks, or are already out. I don't know. I mean, if you don't know them, they will be out later on during this month. Okay. Again, I don't know why it goes always back to the calendar, but exam I said. Few basic information about the presentation, and then I'm done, and then I open to you the floor if there are questions. So, as I said, by next Wednesday, I ask you to take a look at the material for presentations that I put on the LE page, and to tell me who is going to choose option 1. Okay. Then I ask you to come up with some sort of draft of a calendar of presentations, which, however, can be fixed in the next meeting that we will have next Wednesday, okay, at 2 p.m. Sorry for this. It always goes back. Okay. So presentations are based on one or more papers. Actually, there is only one presentation that is based on two papers, but they are both very short, so that's why. What is important for me, it is always an advice that I give to students at the beginning of the course, when they start to think about their presentations, is that good presentations, the one that are, for me, are good presentations, are not summary, okay, because if you want to read a summary of a paper, we just need to read the abstract. This gives basically the main information, so you don't have to just give a summary of the paper. All the presentations must give, of course, an overview of the paper, so what the paper is about, what they are doing, and then try to provide also some discussion about the content to highlight the critical points, eventually to make some critique, if you can, or to link what you have been reading to some other things that maybe you have read around or that maybe you find interesting. So good presentations are the ones that sort of like give the message of the paper, but also extend this message in some way or another, linking to other issues or making some critique or some comments on the content of the paper. In particular, basically all presentations, and this is it's kind of the questions that should guide you while you plan your presentation, while you write your presentation. All presentations must end by answering a basic question, which is, what do I learn from this? Okay, so why this paper is important, why this paper is interesting, and the fact that all of these papers are mainly related to something, an historical events that will remain in history, such as the one that we are living nowadays. It is probably something that at least this is what I thought, could some sort of like make your readings and make your answering of these questions even more interesting, okay, because it's related to something that we all are experiencing in our life at present.